Goodness gravy, bumping my mic all over the place. Woo! Haven't seen this splash screen in a while. Yeah, I decided to change things up a little bit and go back to one that we haven't used. Now I need to do all the things. 1 second. Goodness gravy. Hello to everybody who's settling in. We are almost going live. I'm doing some last minute prepping. Whee! I see a question over on YouTube that says, any StarCraft fans? Oh, baby. When StarCraft's Brood War was alive and well, I was playing that game a ton. StarCraft 2 came out, and in the early year of its birth, I was a diamond player. That doesn't mean much anymore, but still. Anyway, EVERSPACE 2 getting ready to start in about 30 seconds. Hope you guys are hyped. Come on, Steam. Don't fail me now. Don't fail. Okay, we're all good. Everything's good. Everything's great. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the official ROCKFISH Games stream, where I am your host and your guide through everything EVERSPACE 2 related. Just loaded in there. Perfect timing. Meant to do that. Very intentional. My name is Eric Schrader, Community Ambassador for ROCKFISH Games, as your humble servant and your guide through this game space experience. Oh my goodness, we got a couple of things to talk about today. Not a tremendous amount. I want to level the playing field here. I want to make sure expectations are in check. We got just a little bit of stuff to talk about. Not as much as I was hoping we would, but still it'll be good. Especially for those of you who have been showing up to the streams and have seen a little bit of the progress we've been working on within our mining segments. Yeah, like the last 2 weeks or so. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that, especially for those who have missed any of those details and how that's kind of shaping and changing the game forward. And then we are also going to share a ton of your beautiful screenshots and fan art from the course of the last 2 weeks, which has just been such a delight to see. It's like, it brings such joy to me and to the team when we pop into the Discord and we're like having fun, making sure everyone's got things taken care of, and then you're just like wowing us with your super crazy impressive professional level high quality photography skills. It is pretty stinking awesome. So we're gonna go ahead and pull up our stream save. Oh my goodness. Oh, of course, my little banter right before the stream, I'm talking about StarCraft. Somebody said my life for Iron. Nah, for the Swarm. Sorry, just gonna lay that down. Anyway, so this is where we left off last week with our Vanguard, our Harbinger A1, more specifically. And we were showcasing this Disintegrator that has a unique modifier on it that actually changes the rarity of resources when mining. It's 100% change. It's 100% increased chance here. And while that might sound like a little bit hard to compare, like what does 100% mean? Like of what is that comparing against? Don't you worry too much about that. As we continue to grow the game space and allow for new equipment and especially resources to generate, it's going to come into play much more apparently as you are navigating this very space. So let's see, we're just like in the middle of a high risk. Yeah, okay. So I want to go over here, I think, because we want some new toys to play with. So yeah. How is everybody, by the way? Oh my goodness. We've had some rather exciting recent streams, I feel like. Talking about new stuff, answering some pretty great questions. Oh my goodness. Yeah, we do have a roadmap that's popping up, at least over on Twitch side. Hello, Asteroid. I would like to fly around you. For anybody who's kind of wondering what the roadmap for 2022 looks like thus far, I do kind of recap it every stream, and we'll probably do it, you know, again. Also, one quick reminder for you guys to subscribe and follow. It always helps a ton that you go in and you provide your assistance to your viewing delight through us, as it helps more people find us, get more information on the game space, and help us to answer and clarify even more of those growing questions across multiple platforms. So yeah, keep doing that. Helps tons. So let's start answering a couple questions. I'm seeing a couple from some new individuals, I believe. So let's just kind of run through some of the standardized one and then get a little bit more detailed as we go. So EVERSPACE 2 will be released in the first quarter of 2023. That is the current plan. That is what we are sticking to. Is it going to be online? No, you can actually play EVERSPACE 2 entirely offline. There's nothing that requires you to be connected. Actually, I guess there's one thing, which is data sharing as of right now through the early access phase, but we don't need your data like after, you know, the full game has been fleshed out in several patches from a release. But regardless, you can completely play the game offline. No sweat. No sweat. Let's go ahead and bounce to our undiscovered site. Let's see what else we got. Steam forums, yep, that's a great spot to go for feedback. Is this a rogue? No, this is a Vanguard. If I was showing a rogue right now, I would be using witchcraft because it's not actually implemented into our game yet. It is not in the game yet. It's in our engine, of course, because we're working on it. Isn't that right, Matthias? But we'll get there. Don't you worry about that. All good, thankful it's Friday. Oh, I hear you there. Ain't witchcraft in the code itself? I see your point. Might not be wrong. Might not be too far off. So I wanted to head on over here because there is a... I haven't shown this done on screen yet, but this location challenge is a very important one for those who are wanting to unlock all the devices. This is the only location, actually, in the entire game to get one of the unique devices. That is a very fun one to get. So we are going to be unlocking this today. And I suppose in the process of doing that, I'm going to show you how to do this puzzle. It's pretty simple, though. It's pretty simple. Also, I say that as I get thrown asunder. But whenever you see like symbology within ancient territory, it probably is going to have to do with something later. So for example, we've got this Z-looking insignia. And we have, well, we should also look at this. We have this sealed ancient structure that we don't have access to. And then we have this powered ancient rune. And because it's a Z, well, actually, you can see that it has 4 different sides on the runes. And each one has kind of a different shape. And this one has more of that Z, or, you know, 7s. Who knows? Maybe it's 2 7s. I don't know. I'm not an ancient. But we're gonna rotate it to the one that we see on that particular site. And on these other ones, we've got these holes. We see this is a new little graphical indicator that it's an ancient artifact slot. Very subtle change, but just helps you distinguish that from others. For example, this up here, which is a powered ancient rune, versus question marks, right? So you can tell which ones you have versus which ones you don't have. And then we're gonna fly over here to this incredibly familiar looking structure for any veterans of EVERSPACE 1 especially. Yes. Very familiar looking. And we are going to gather the other components we need to open up this secret safe. So underneath the belly, we've got another ancient rune which we can grab. Oh my goodness, getting thrown around. Don't hurt me. Good. Got to be mindful of those lightning rods, which I'm not being. And you can just plug them in to these little sites, and then they'll allow you to start rotating them. That looks kind of like an eye, so that's what I'm gonna rotate it to. Done. It looks like we need one more. So we'll just kind of fly about in this sector. Here, we'll go first person for a little bit. So it's kind of fun to see. This space has a lot of EVERSPACE 1 vibes associated with it. Much of the aesthetics used here, straight out of EVERSPACE 1. And then here on this pillar on the other side of the ancient depot, we have another ancient rune. And then we can take this all the way over to this other side here. Oh my goodness. Getting wrecked. It's always fun holding something while you're in first person mode, because it's incredibly difficult to see. Excellent. So now we've got this one here. We just need to line up its insignia as well. So we'll find it. This one is an S. Excellent. And we see that this ancient jar has broken out. We can interact with it and acquire the fusion hook. Oh my goodness, what a delight. I don't know why I hadn't collected this sooner, because it's so much fun to screw around with. Oh my gosh. So we are immediately going to plop this bad boy on. Let's just make it the whole new site. So we are going to, I mean, I feel like we have to do the kunai. This is the only reason to upgrade this device at this time. This is just great. Like, any of you have ever been a fan of Mortal Kombat in your life, ever, and love Scorpion, this is the tool to be using. So in its normal form, the fusion hook throws you around like Spider-Man, right? So it pulls you around, and then it can very much throw you into things or around things for that added mobility. And it has 3 charges. So even if you use it poorly, it can be a lot of fun to still like fling yourself around. And with the modifier that we've selected, it will now also pull enemies towards us. And we'll show that in just a second. For now, we're gonna get this copper deposit. We got some concentrated copper, excellent. We're gonna use our disintegrator now for this titanium deposit. Oh yeah, get some flawless titanium and another titanium deposit. Excellent. So very basic change to our mining resources. Right there you can see. On my screen, we still have just the one little ore spot, but I wanted to show you a little bit of progress that we've made. Last week, I showed you, oh, whoops, hang on a second. I have to mute this because reasons. But I wanted to show you a little bit more progress on this front, and oh man, let me tell you guys what. This is gorgeous. This is absolutely gorgeous. So let's check this out. Here we go. I'm just gonna play the video. I'm just gonna let you enjoy. Oh. Oh, okay. Oh my gosh. I don't know how you can watch this and not be satisfied. Like, if you're out there and you just watch that and you're like, okay, it's, you know, whatever, it's, you know, what? Where we were at, I want to play this one more time. Like, shoot, guys. Look, just, ah! Especially for those fans out there who have been begging for more dynamic, more meaningful resource mining. Things have been coming along incredibly well. Like, geez. Like, holy crap. So much better. I also forgot to full screen it, my bad. Just so much more improved, even from the little capturing of last week. Now, I had also made mention last week's stream, that I was hoping to have this ability to showcase in-game. Now, I can't. I don't have that ability just yet, but we are getting pretty close, and I'm hoping that very soon we will be able to show that straight out of the gate, because this is one of the elements that will be updated within our spring update. This is one of those components that will absolutely be there. So yeah, looking pretty good. We're feeling pretty good about it. Makes me a happy man. And I hope that you guys are digging how it's coming across as well. So smooth, yeah. Oh my gosh, that's really what we've been aiming for with the mining, because the first thing was spreading out the resources, right? Like, we didn't want it to just be this very small, simple node and you just shoot at it and it gives you resources and then it just like magically vanishes. We wanted to go for something more similar to that of what we were using in EVERSPACE 1, where, and I'm sure there's many of you out there, I know Shuzan's gonna melt, we had this animated GIF of a very large, very vertical asteroid that you use a beam laser and you effectively cut in half, okay? Now, that didn't end up becoming the full end result within EVERSPACE 1 for a lot of different technical reasons, but we do have asteroids that when you shoot, you chip away at them and they break apart. And as they break apart, that's how you're gaining resources out of it, as opposed to you just shoot a little spot and then it just jumps off. Same thing with some of these crystal paths within EVERSPACE 1 as well. I almost feel like I need to pull up EVERSPACE 1 and show this directly. Can I do that? Of course I can do that. Hang on a second. Let me just pull up another game while I'm streaming this game. I want to show you guys exactly what it looks like in EVERSPACE 1. 1 second. Oh my gosh. This is funny. I want to show you. I want to like give you the visual presentation here. I have to set up a game capture and all of this stuff. Oh my gosh. We need to capture EVERSPACE. Okay, that should be fine. Oh my goodness, yes, beautiful. Beautiful. I don't remember where I was at, but I'm sure I can find something relatively quick here. Just going through some very brief, hang on a second. Actually, we're gonna, This was completely improvised, guys. So 1 second, I'm actually gonna save my stream save and close the game because I'm getting music from both ends. Oh my gosh. How silly. This is an EVERSPACE 2 stream, I swear. And we also need to get some sounds here. Oh my gosh. So much soundage went down. Okay. So we're just gonna like launch into a quick run, and I'm gonna show you the mining in comparison to what we were up to. We're gonna change this. Yeah. All right. And then let's see. We load out B. Good. Daredevil armor bonus sensory overload. Sure, why not? That's fine. We'll just launch. Better off dead, of course. The only difficulty mode. Also, difficulty modes are being added in EVERSPACE 2, by the way, and we also want to give them little descriptors like this that you see. Oh my gosh, look at how important it was to show EVERSPACE 1 in this regard. Okay, so let's find some resources real quick. That's a tech container, don't care about you. There we go, some mineable gas. This is a good example of what we're aiming for. Oh my gosh, what a throwback. Also, we're using the beam laser M3, which, fun fact, that's basically the disintegrator. This is basically the disintegrator that we're using in our current run in EVERSPACE 2 right now. So resources like this, whoopsies. Oh my gosh, why am I using Daredevil? See how it breaks apart? See that? This is more of what we wanted to go for with EVERSPACE 2. So, yeah. We'll take out this Outlaw Scott real quick. All right, anyway. So that's the really super quick showcase that I wanted to, that was it. That's the only reason we loaded up all of EVERSPACE Classic. That's the whole reason. Oh my gosh. Goodness gravy. All right, now we have to, let's get on out of there. Boom. And now it's going to load up EVERSPACE 2. Perfect. Right where we left off. Split an image of the game, right? So now we're using the M3 and mining. We want to be more of that effect of chipping things away, right? The whole reason. So now look, it's basically the M3, right? That we were just using. And then we want ores to like chip away. So that's what the first layer that we're going for with this entire update and mining resources, right? We want there to be an effect, a relationship between you as a player and how you are quite literally firing out, how you are literally mining the resource on whatever body it's on, right? So like if it was right here, it could be spread all the way across, as we saw in the video that we just showed a moment ago, right? Oh, sounds. We didn't have sounds for that entire time. It's fine. Nobody needs sounds. My bad. Sorry, everybody. All right. Yeah, I was trying not to double up the sounds, and in that case, I accidentally killed all the sound. My bad. Regardless, you still were able to visually see the representation of the ores. That was the main thing. That's the main takeaway. I'm going to apologize another 3,000 times. I'm sorry for no sound, but ores breaking apart. You have to shoot at them specifically in order to retain them. And that's the movement forward with EVERSPACE 2. We want them to be spread out. We want them to be rewarding for where you're shooting at them and how you're collecting it. And the more that generates, the more you can collect. And the rarity of which you can get, the precision mining, if you will, because if you just shoot a weapon at something, it's probably not going to be very valuable when it chips off, right? We want to add these qualities where you have 100% increased chance to extract higher rarity resources when mining. Because, you know, a beam laser, this is the only weapon as of right now that can get this modifier. Beam laser can generally be more precise than not, right? So we just want to add that modifier onto the weapon to get that benefit. And then in addition to that, you know, we want there to be the different rarities for trading, for potentially upgrading, those sort of things, to get the biggest bang for your buck if you want to go in a direction of mining itself. Oh my gosh. Oh man, I missed a comment, a really important comment, from Pellant, who says, Michael is thinking to himself, why do I pay this man? Ha! Oof. All right, anyway. Back to the game. Back to the game. Is it really quiet? I boosted the sounds. All the things should be back up. Is it still quiet? All right, let's get some of these enemies over to us. The sniper drone, he wants to be far away. Nah. Nah. We're gonna pull him right over to us, so he's not a problem to us anymore. Where's this other one? Oh, okay. Let's bring this sniper drone over as well. We don't want them to be far away. Cool. And now we can start doing a bit more damage, since the rest of them are all near us and we don't have to worry about any snipers. Good, good. All right, now these guys we'll have to get a little bit closer to, because we can't use the fusion hook on these guys. Nice. And then a couple more. Goodness, the chat is savage today. Why am I even looking over and reading it? You guys are crazy. Anyone on the team have any input on using voxels to make negative space and grids for mining? I know that has been a point of conversation internally. I was not too much a part of that conversation, Seth, but I know that we are very intentional in the direction that we are taking mining, so that it feels much more natural as a feel-good, as opposed to point at one little dot and fire continuously until it gets all the things. So there has been a bit of development on that front, for sure. But we definitely can't go full voxel-based gaming here. Like, that would be quite the game changer. Quite the game changer. Now we have too many resources. Wonderful. So we'll just scrap a bunch of stuff. We'll go with armor breaker instead, since we have the pulse laser. Look at all these things we forgot to get rid of before the stream started. And we'll just go ahead and dismantle all of this. Maybe get some blueprints. Good. That's exactly what I wanted to happen. There we go. Much better. Much cleaner inventory. Much better. Now this site that we went to, it's just a random spot, so we're just gonna collect everything here and then we're gonna keep on moseying around. I wanna complete a couple of the other location challenges today, just to kind of like finish up my save file, maybe prepare it before any new story updates are available to showcase. Ooh. So this also shows that as our resources are getting populated across the stars, with intentionality, might I add, like you'll have certain locations where you find certain types of resources over others, something I've talked about as well the last couple of weeks, so hopefully nobody's surprised by this, but if you wanted to find titanium, for example, we found it at the ancient depot. you could find titanium in like this dust rim area, right? Whereas if you're trying to find titanium and you're in the GMB mining fields, no, you're not gonna find it, right? So that's what I mean where you have certain locations, you can find certain resources. And yet still, containers can still provide resources of varying qualities wherever you are. They have to be containers, you know, they're leftovers. They're people, they're passerbys who dropped their cargo or lost their cargo that was collected elsewhere. So if you're naturally mining, you need to go to specific locations. But you always have a chance to randomly get any resource from, if you're searching out containers, if you're scavenging, and you're going that sort of path. All right, so let me make sure that everybody's been clarified in the chat. What weapon is that? We are using a decimator. This is only in our dev build, a decimator, disintegrator. This is only in our dev build right now. This is the equivalent of the laser M3 from EVERSPACE 1. This will be available in the spring update this year. And it also has a modifier, a new modifier on it that's allowing me to have increased chances from the rarity of resources. So that's the weapon. And there's more, there's lots more types of resources and whatnot that are coming. We could do this side quest. This is always fun. This is a good one. Let's do this one. We'll do a little bit of a story side quest thing. Tim Roberts, are player ships getting anti-missile and shield droids to use? That sounds like something that you want to see be brought over from EVERSPACE 1 into EVERSPACE 2. And my response to that is, that would be dope, wouldn't it? We'll have to see where we go and what we do. As of right now, the big emphasis of drones is tied to a class in EVERSPACE 2, which is known as the Vindicator.
Another crashed wreck. The vortex has certainly taken its toll.
I must inform you that this is not any crashed wreck, but the CEV Nordborg. Disguised as a colonial exploration vessel, it was used during the war to move experimental weaponry through the belt grades.
Experimental weaponry, huh?
Even in its current state, it appears to be protected by some kind of disruptive signal, and a very unusual one at that.
Unusual in what sense?
It is like nothing I have ever encountered.
Damn it, Hive, pull yourself together. Hive.
SOS. This is Commander speaking. The frequent jamming mice require a tow.
I'm sure this is all well. Oh, hello there.
It's jamming my AI too. Do you know how to deactivate it? I need to get closer if I want to make any sense out of him.
All right, so we're gonna do this little side mission that has some interesting and curious lore.
There you are.
Please, I need someone to pull me out. The noise is killing me.
What noise?
Ugh, it is splitting my skull.
Okay, hold on. I got you.
Thank you. Drop me off at the bow. There is a maintenance dock there. If there is just an iota of power left, I could get myself running again.
You sure? The ship is a wreck.
The repairing units are supposed to be autonomous, so there is a chance. Just get me away from the noise. I can barely think straight. It's broadcasting from the stern of the vessel. I would...
There you go. Is the signal still messing with you?
Also, fun fact, we fixed the bug where when a character is talking and then something gets completed, Instead of them continue to talk like nothing has happened, it just cuts to the chase. Hey, we finished things up.
No, it is gone. I think I will be fine now.
Good, because this is all I can do for you. Good luck with patching yourself up. I'm out of here for now. Need to get my AI rebooted.
I just need some peace.
The signal is definitely protecting something. Maybe I should pay a visit to Fallon Pango. He might know how to protect Hive from that jammer.
Excellent. So we're gonna head back to the smuggler's back door.
About where we are going.
Thanks, Soul, you're back.
A remarkably powerful jamming signal interfered with my systems.
Next time we're not going in unprepared. Fortunately, I might just know the right guy for this.
The way you are phrasing this leads me to expect the worst.
Man, I see a couple other questions here. I am going to be a little bit more quiet in doing this mission because I want you guys to experience it. It's just a fun little mission chain. And by fun, I mean terrible, but it's great. So let's answer a couple questions now before we get to our next site. When will part 2 of the story drop? Part 2 of the story has already dropped, actually. We've had multiple updates that have expanded the story bits. But to just kind of wrap this as a whole all the way up, we did show some imagery of Shireen, actually, Tureen, and some of the events that may have been circulating around him. We'll just like bounce over here very briefly. These were scenes that we showed, I think it was last week, that indicate there's just a little bit more going on than meets the eye through this character and through others that we'll be encountering soon. And a big aspect of this is that we want to wrap the available story up that you'll be experiencing in EVERSPACE 2's early access phase so that it's kind of concluded in a way that will then be filled in with the full story at the 1.0 release. So we are going to drop more story content for you decently soon. It will happen this year. But that's going to be kind of the conclusion of what you're going to experience in the early access. All right? Cool? Make sense? Good. Cool. Whoops, I just closed my game. Wow. Oh my gosh, we are having such a good time and making mistakes today. Whew. Goodness, let's just load the game right back up. Thankfully, we have autosaves. Great time to transition into autosaves, actually. So with a looter shooter, I think it's incredibly important that we establish this very simple saving system so that if you're an absolute doofus, you can recover yourself right where you left off and do what you were doing. And this is done so in several parts, actually, because with loot being randomly generated, we know that it's not gonna feel good if like you get a legendary drop, you pick it up, you start zooming away, and then you are immediately exploded and you're like, no, I just lost my super precious, amazing, legendary, whatever it's called, right? We don't want that to happen to you. When important stuff gets picked up or when you move to specific places, game saves. And you can just pick up right where you left off. Right where you left off. Beautiful. Beautiful. We didn't even miss any of the dialogue even, right? Because we can read it. We can read the dialogue that was transpiring last time we were playing. How neat is that? I missed the dialogue because I was being a doofus again. It doesn't matter. We can catch up. Look, Hive's back up. Hey, thanks Soul, your fact. A remarkable, powerful jamming signal interfered with my systems. We know exactly what was transpiring, regardless of how long ago it was we were playing. All right. It's almost like it was intentional that I accidentally closed the game. All right, anyway. All right, now let's keep going. Doofus feature, oh my gosh. I'm just a man, ladies and gentlemen. I make mistakes too. I'm just glad that you guys can see them live and have fun with it. Because we love showcasing everything that we're doing, what we're up to. And you know, as well as we cultivate these streams and the processes that go down, you know, mistakes happen. So it's all good. We're back in this. So we are heading over to, oh wait, where's our, I would like to mention right now that it's a great time to follow us on all types of different elements of social media. It's a beautiful time to really do us a favor and follow and interact in all of these different spaces across the board. Okay, we're back. I just can't show you the missions tab, that's all. It's very simple. All right, so now we are going over here where we have this very clearly selected secondary mission known as Parasite. Yes, very good. And that's the direction we're gonna go. We're gonna make some perfectionists cringe right now because of all the content, all the loot that was there that we didn't pick up. That's okay. It's okay. It stays, doesn't go anywhere. The ship changed, what for? What about the ship changed? And the bigger question is, why is it not a Rouge? Well, because we're not actually making a Rouge ship. We are not creating a Rouge ship. Now, if you might be talking about an incredibly different type of ship called a Rogue, which is not a Rouge, yes, we are working on that. Oh my goodness. Let's land here and talk more about this.
Adam, what a pleasant surprise.
Is it a surprise, I mean?
You got me there. My radars registered you quite a few times between the smuggling gate to Zarkov and here. What I do not yet know is, to what do I owe this pleasure?
I need something to better protect my AI from disruptive frequencies.
You possess a hive, if I'm not mistaken.
He's right.
Which is interesting because hive units are usually fairly robust. What kind of interference are we talking about?
Don't know. We ran into it while sweeping a capital shipwreck in Zarkov.
May I have a look at your output log?
Hive, is it safe to show him our log?
Of course not. However, I do not know why he asks permission when he downloaded the entirety of our log the moment we docked.
Figures.
I must say, these readings are quite intriguing. Luckily, I happen to have just what you need.
I love this guy.
Feel free to install this module. It is completely on the house, and to celebrate our new friendship, I've removed all spyware and malware just for you.
I can confirm this. After running an assortment of tests on the module, I cannot identify any malicious strings.
There's gotta be a catch.
The catch is that, should you ever return to the area in question, I would kindly ask you to gather more data for me. What was the name of the capital ship again?
I don't know. Just some random wreck as usual.
I see. Well, have fun with my module. I'm looking forward to your return.
Excellent. So I wanted to answer a couple more things in the chat real briefly, and then we'll continue this little storyline. How much does the cargo will increase? So when you start out the game, your cargo is rather limited, and also smaller ships have less cargo, larger ships have more cargo. The higher tier of the ship, the more cargo it can actually hold. So as you can see here, we're using a tier 2+ Harbinger. And because of that, we have a capacity with the additional cargo unit, granted, but we have a capacity of 29. And if we were to have a tier 4 Harbinger, we would be able to hold even more than that. And as you go in higher tiers, the separation, the discrepancy between the max cargo being held is diminished, right? It's at the start of the game where cargo is going to be a little bit tight. You're going to have to be thinking a little bit more about what you want to hang on to and what you can get rid of. And also don't forget, once you make it to a part in the game rather early, like at the end of the first system, you'll also unlock the Hive's perk called the Autonomous Cargo Dispatcher, which then allows you to take resources that are literally on your ship and say, oh, you know what? I don't want to hold them. I want to send them straight to the base. I can send them straight to the base, right? So there's a lot of different options that grow and become more accessible as the game progresses regarding your cargo. So for any of you guys who have concerns about the increased number of resources because of rarities, or also commodities or tech resources or anything like that that could also be expanded in the future, we are absolutely watching that. That's a concern of ours as well, if you will. And we want to make sure you have enough cargo to do what you need to do in a looter shooter environment, especially. So don't worry too much. Don't worry too much. In addition, I've got a question about the voice acting. The question comes from Stefan, and he or she, I'm guessing he, did they fix the voice acting? What a curious question. So we can't fix something that hasn't been added yet, but we have not added more voice acting. We're still adding more to the story, so there's gonna be more voice lines that need to be captured, and once those are captured, then we'll plug those into the game. I think one of our updates, or maybe even two of our updates this year, are going to add more of those voice lines added into the experience. So yeah, it's not a matter of fixing, it's a matter of putting it into the game. Like, it just hasn't been done yet. And I hope that's understood. Like, this is an early access experience here. If you guys are looking at this and you're like, oh my gosh, why isn't this fixed? Why is all this stuff broken? I feel like that's probably the wrong mentality to have in viewing our title, because it is quite literally an incomplete product. We are working on it. We are adding more to the game. Make sure that's super clear there. So there is absolutely more voice acting coming. The original previous cruise soundtrack, will it ever be available? I'm not sure I understand the question. We have different cruise tracks for the different systems, and the one that's on our my waiting screen today is the one from Cedo, but I'll also cycle it to other ones as well. So no worries, no worries. Making sure other questions are answered real briefly, and then we'll get right back into it. Who doesn't love ramen? A very valuable question. Will this Rouge AI make a return later? We will continue this mission and we'll answer that question. Why won't the sticky turrets stick to metal? I don't know, that's a good question. Man, you'd think that they'd have some sort of compound to allow them to stick to anything. But no, they can only stick to rock surfaces only. At least it's in the description, so you know exactly where it can stick. All right, cool. Everyone's waiting for the Rouge ship now. Oh my gosh, you guys are ridiculous. All right, let's get our advertisements on. Wait, what? Oh wait, no, this isn't the advertisements. This isn't the advertisement missions. We already did, that's the story. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I got fooled. That's a different part. It'd be called Funny, Eric? Oh my gosh. Build your own gunship in a way that will be possible in the future, Ice Planet, because all of our ships are actually made out of modules. So the wings, the engines, the bodies, and the cockpits are all separate components that can be assembled to create something new. I should more specifically say the bodies, the wings, and the engines, because that's what's accessible right now. Those are going to be the main things and 100% guaranteed. And we want to have transmogrification at 1.0 that will be established in 1.0, so that if you want to have a certain look without the stats, if there's differences with the stats between the modules, spoiler alert, there will be, then you can do that. So you can, quote unquote, build your own gunship, much like you said. Malamite crystals, wonderful. right, so we're gonna head right back through the back door to get back into Zarkov. Go, 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 please. Oof! Ow. Got us right before we left. That's okay. No way, transmog would be freaking amazing. We agree, which is why we're gonna do it. That's exactly why we're doing it, because it's awesome. I mean, that's honestly the reason why, like, because it's awesome. Oh, the comment about building own gunships completely off. Oh, whoops. Oh, about the turrets. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I think did we have a conversation in Discord about that? I think somebody was like, it'd be so cool if you could launch a stinky turret and attach it to like an enemy ship, so then they're flying around and the turret's like firing at people. I mean, that does sound cool, don't get me wrong. Like shoot them into the air, then you drive your own ship into it and attach turrets to yourself. I like how clever that is. Being very straightforward here. I love that idea. I love that concept. Could that happen? I'm not sure, actually. So make a suggestion on the forums to make sure other people are willing and up for that style of direction as well. And maybe we can meet in the middle somewhere and be like, hey, maybe we could create a sticky turret that does stick to metal and also happens to be ships too. I don't know. I really don't. But it's cool. So add it to the forums.
I'm about to approach the signal.
If it's not added to the forums, because I think it actually is.
Of the Bovis software.
True. Let's hope for the best.
I have determined the origin of the signal. I marked it on your HUD.
Scrap. No. Jump drives are breaking down too. This is worse than last time.
Uh-oh.
Freaking signal. I need to shoot the emitter down.
So we can't jump now. We've been locked down, our HUD's been disabled, and we have to destroy the source of this signal. Have a movement penalty with turrets. Guys, you're creating some really cool thoughts, but they do nothing for the stream. If you don't write them down on the forums, these are gonna be lost thoughts. Make sure you're plugging it in on the forums. Make sure you're plugging it on the forums. So you're like, go right now. I'll wait. It's great. Oh, then Michael, nope, Michael slapping my hand. He says, don't encourage people to suggest features that would butcher our frame rate, and then I have to explain in detail why it's not gonna happen. That's fair too. That's also fair. Yeah, I just don't need the feasibility of it. Because I know that we've had to butcher a number of other elements that do just that. They butcher our frame rate, right? We're not exactly, you're not exactly looking at like a low poly game here. And we have done a healthy bit of optimization through our experience, but yeah, no, that's a very good point, Michael. It's a very good point. How dare I? All right, we need to go back into the ship. I know there's a hole in the side of it. I guess I'm in the wrong spot. Let's just go all the way up and then back around. That's what we'll do. Nope, that's the wrong hole. Oh, come on, really? We're on the wrong side? We're on the wrong side of the ship. Okay, that's fine. Here we go, much better. Much better.
Do it. What now? Those rats were dead. How can they attack me all of a sudden? I need to gain some distance before I can deal with them.
Whew. Ooh. Trying to throw him into the wreckage too. Here, let's just do that. See you later. Much better. All right, so all of these dead ships are now attacking us. Try to get some of these drones out of the way. Much better, much better. Good, good, good.
What the hell? They were like zombie bots. Damn it. Can't get out without my jump drive. That guy I helped earlier better have the maintenance dock running again. Otherwise, I'm screwed.
All right, so now we're going up to the maintenance dock for repairs. Much like we aided that other guy. We'll keep going from there. Just making sure we're getting all of the other questions answered. I saw a hot question. I want to make sure it's answered. Oh no, it already got answered. Okay, but I'm gonna repeat it anyway because it's a good one. Colorblind option for accessibility. Yes. Yes, this is in the works. This is in, well, I shouldn't say in the works, but this is in the plan. It will happen.
And you're still here? Scrap, you didn't get the maintenance unit to work.
Ah, not so loud. Of course I did. I repaired it, and it repaired me.
Oh, thanks, Soul. Because I could really use some patching up right now. Let's see. Restart AI module. There it is. You shouldn't linger here. Something has started turning wrecks into zombie bots around this place. I took care of most of them, but there still might be some around.
I would prefer to stay a little longer. The silence is a blessing.
Well, suit yourself. I'll be out of here the moment my AI reboots.
May I ask who you are speaking with?
And he's back. I'm talking to the pilot I helped earlier. He's still here.
What pilot? The vessel you are addressing shows no vital signs. Whoever is in there has been long dead.
What? Hey man, who are you?
Please, stop shouting.
I recommend gaining as much distance as you can. Now.
All right. Let's gain some distance.
Why couldn't you just shut up? I had hoped to stay like this forever.
Okay, what's going on here?
Whatever is piloting the vessel is not a physical entity. Possibly some kind of artificial intelligence or a viral network. While docking here, it has overtaken the station's defenses and
We'll just destroy this to keep the conversation.
by Rex.
Are you kidding me?
If you won't allow me my tranquility, I will have to restore it by force.
So after zombie ships, it's a zombie station. Great. Did I get them all?
Yes, but the pilot, as you called it, managed to escape.
Are you saying that a malicious virus taking over dead ships and stations is now freely roaming the Beltigrades?
Indeed, thanks to you.
Oops.
The jamming signal we encountered earlier was likely put there to prevent the entity from ever leaving this place.
Scrap.
I dislike saying this, but I recommend returning to Fallon Pango. Viruses and malware are his field, after all.
We had a lot of fun writing this mission. And for anybody wondering, like, oh, you know, if you complete this side mission, you know, what does that mean? Does that mean like there's actually a parasite out there flying around that can revive dead ships? Yes. Yes. All right. Peleth over in chat. Do we get a mission reward for completing the mission? Oh my gosh. Bro. Oh, goodness gravy. For real, more spooky missions like this, please. Yeah, I mean, like the tutorial mission in and of itself, like the first time if you're playing the game, when you fly into that asteroid, it kind of has some spooky vibes. We certainly have individuals on the team who want to have a little bit more, like we don't want to go like full horror mode, but we do want to invoke a style of a thrill as you're going through key moments of the game, right? So there very much could be a bit more of that added, and maybe it's planned, maybe it's not, I don't know, maybe I've said too much. I'll shut up now, I'm sorry, Michael. Oh my goodness. Ship Necromancer confirmed. I don't know that's how it works. Rockfish Games, the sound is epic. Agreed! Thank you, Garo. Garo's our in-house musician. That portal is a good place for stinky turrets. You stop that right now.
Go from downloading our logs this time. I want to be very careful with the information he receives on the virus. Who knows what he might do with it?
A wise choice. I am now aware of his techniques and will attempt to prevent all data breaches.
Good.
Cool.
Wonderful. You're back in one piece. Let me check the data you've gathered.
Not so fast. First, we need to talk.
I thought we were clear on the terms of our agreement. You get my software, and in return, I get to assess its performance.
Your software performed like scrap. When I reached the signal, my systems crashed worse than ever. So I don't owe you a thing.
There was always a chance that it wouldn't work. It would have been rather silly to guarantee you protection from something you only gave me vague clues about. Had I known, for example, that you were planning to scavenge the Nordborg, I would have equipped you with something more robust. No questions asked.
How do you... Ah, scrap, you had my old logs all along.
Indeed, but sadly, I was only able to assess them after you had already left. Had you been more open towards me, I could have warned you earlier. Wouldn't you agree?
I can see where this is going. I won't show you my logs.
He's right.
Not until you tell me what else you already know.
Well, of course. It's not as if I had something to hide from you, Adam. Let us start with the jamming signal itself, which is, to be honest, the least interesting part of the story. From your previous logs, I gathered that it was specifically designed to indiscriminately jam everything that runs on power. There is no nuance or finesse to it. A setup like that is commonly known as an oscillator cage. Building one is child's play, at least for me.
Of course it is.
Just like with every cage, it is not the cage itself that is the most fascinating aspect about it, but the thing that it is holding. So I dug deeper, and this is what I found. During the war, your people poured an obscene amount of resources into virus technology that would enable the colonial fleet to take over our enemy craft. Since OCAR technology was new to the colonials, they had to develop a program to assess the workings of any alien ship, then exploit its weaknesses.
Dang.
Something that was able to learn and adapt at unprecedented speed. There are classified reports of one such experiment that went awry while its carrier ship was on its way to the OCAR homeworlds.
The CEV Nordborg.
The virus turned against its own vessel. In order to stop it, the colonials had to quickly set up an oscillator cage to ground it for good. If a virus like this still exists in the DMZ, it will cause much trouble, even for me. That is why I'm so eager to learn whether this is simply a rumor or something we need to seriously worry about.
Oh, you can definitely start worrying about it, all right. Because the damn thing got away.
So you did encounter it. But then how did you manage to withstand its influence?
Frankly, I have no idea.
You really ought to show me your logs, Adam. It may be the only way for me to develop a countermeasure.
I don't like this.
I do not either. But given the severity of the threat, I fail to see any alternatives.
All right, I'm sending them over.
A very smart choice. I will call you once I've figured out what needs to happen next.
You better. Come on, Hyde, let's get out of here.
Woo! Pellant, because he is a clone, I assume? No. The virus, the virus doesn't infect people, infects ships. And we do not have any of our colonial tech with which we were birthed as a clone, since we got rid of those components as we were trying to make a name for ourselves in the DMZ. In fact, we even got rid of our ship and the hive unit. At the start of EVERSPACE 2, you probably know this bit. At the start of EVERSPACE 2, we're in a completely different ship. We're working in G&B under a different name. And we are trying to like find a way out. The only thing that's really available at this juncture is that we have a hive unit again. Would that be enough? I don't know. Maybe there's something else at play here. But I digress. So there were a lot of questions and a lot of statements while that conversation was transpiring, but as you can see, we're really happy with the world building that we've got going on, the events that are taking place that you can be the cause of, and maybe there could be more that comes of this. Somebody asked what race is Fallon, an Okar. No, he's a bovine. He's a bovine being. I don't know if the specifics of his race have been identified, but he's referred to as a bovine. Let's see, what else we got? Did you just call him a cow? Technically. Let's see. There was another question. Oh, about German localization. So yeah, German localization is also coming this spring. As is, let me do a double check here. But localization for many different languages are coming very soon. I believe they're designed for spring, yes. So German, French, Italian, Spanish, Brazilian, Portuguese, Polish, Czech, Russian, Simplified Chinese, Japanese, and Korean are all showing up in the UI and text language support of the game. In regards to the vocalized languages, we will have English and German at the full release. I do not believe we'll have the German vocalization in the spring. But Michael, feel free to correct me if I'm wrong there, but I don't think we are. I think it's just the UI and text language support in all of those languages I just indicated. All right, cool. Progression difficulty will be worked on later this year. Just UI and text. Thanks for the confirmation, Will. I do appreciate that. Very, very good. Let's see. Yeah, but Pango, I love Pango in this game. He's basically like a professional hacker who uses ethics for good. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's buy a couple more of our perks, because I think there was somebody who was really bothered by the fact that I've got all these perks and all these resources, and yet I haven't been investing in them. Frankly speaking, I don't blame you. I don't blame you guys. Give you guys a heart attack, and you're like, invest in the things. All right, we're gonna sell some other stuff as well to clear our inventory space. And then we are gonna keep going. We'll sell these tech resources. Then we'll scrap more goods. And we'll dismantle all of these. Beautiful. Oh, we'll activate this, and then we'll just, I talked about this earlier in the stream. I don't know why I haven't done this yet. We can store all of these in our home base. We're just gonna send all of those resources back to the home base. Now we have a nice, clean inventory. Beautiful. A white hat hacker. Is that what they're called? Shoot, I don't know the terminology. Good guy hacker. A mad hatter. A gray hat that leans on white. That's probably the most accurate. All right, let's take out some fools in this high-risk area. Man, I really enjoy this laser. And I love just like throwing these enemies around as well. Actually, let's disable them so we can take out these drones a little bit more easily. Take out the Proto Scout. Beautiful. Oh, I didn't quite get that madcap the way I wanted to. There we go. Oh, that wasn't enough. I was hoping that missile would take him out in one shot. Oh, that'll do the trick, though. Why do you gotta tease the viewers? All right. Everything's fine, guys. We found a blocker. We can block blockers. Take out this Proto Scout. Madcap. Detonator drone. Pod. There we go. So this should take out his armor, I think, and then we should be able to do a pretty healthy amount of damage if we can hold the spot. Oh, getting pushed around by this beam laser is actually a little bit tricky. But dang, we almost took him out in one go. That feels pretty good. Pierce the armor and then just finish him off. We don't even need the weak spot at this point. All right, cool. Yeah, I'm a big fan of how the Vanguard moves about. It's so fast. So fast. See you later. All right. Just messing with physics a little bit. For any of you who don't know, whenever you disable an opponent, and you apply some sort of physics. Oh my gosh, game. And apply some sort of physics to them, they just get thrown. Like, it's a crazy amount that they get lost. Look at this guy. We have to fly all the way over here now to get back to him. Like, absurd distance. It's fun. All right. Let's go. We went to the cracked asteroids last time, didn't we? But we didn't like complete them. Oh, we did complete them. Okay. Can't go there. Let's go here. What's the range on this laser gun again? I think it's 1,400 meters. Yeah, 1,400 meters. We're here. All right, cool. Excellent. You know, I saw somebody post on the forums, or no, it was somebody in the Discord. Somebody said, oh my gosh, it takes so long to get from point A to point B. And I just wanted to ask them, well, what are you doing? Because if you're not dancing, that's clearly the problem. But no, sincerely though, there's these challenges in the game. I haven't completed any of them, but when you fully complete these challenges, the Explorer challenges in particular, look here on the right side of the screen, right next to my face, all right? Check this out. With the autopilot active, boost to fast forward time while traveling in the CEDO system. And each one of these respective Explorers challenges does that for that respective system. So if you want to go faster, finish the challenges and whoop, you're gonna be able to go anywhere and everywhere as fast as you would like. It's super efficient, super effective. Granted, it does cut into your dance time. That's the one trade-off. So just keep that in mind. But otherwise, yeah, it's a good time. It's a good time. All right, so let's do some stuff here at this abandoned station. And I believe this is this, wait, which one is this? I can't even remember. Oh yes, this is the resource. Find the resource. Cool, excellent. Delivery notice. A drone attempted to deliver a container to these coordinates but was unable to meet anyone at home. Please ping us once you've returned, otherwise we'll return at a later date. Kind regards, Star Mail LLC, and it just keeps repeating.
It seems someone ordered a package, then changed the address.
Those were a lot of notices.
It's true.
There is a high chance that the delivery drone may still be around. Sometimes it is easier to abandon a failed delivery than to return it to its sender.
Also true. All right, so we're gonna search around to see if we can find a delivery drone. And also maybe get some more resources. No.
Made itself at home here.
What do we got? We've got a Gauss cannon. Did you hear that? Did you hear it? This is a tier 2 ship. It's a tier 2 ship. You can tell by the wings. We recently, this is so unfortunate, we recently disabled the ability to change the looks within our dev branch. I'm not sure why. Otherwise, I would cycle between tier 1 and tier 2 wings, but it's not working. We'll need to fix that again so I can highlight that on streams. Whoop! That guy went way too far. Actually, we need to take him out. Hang on a second. We do not want a sniper drone alive. There we go. Yeah, we'll just keep pulling these guys one by one and fight them individually instead of fight them all at the same time. So let's see. Weber drone, come here. Ironic. That was. All right, and then finally.
Don't mess with me.
Yeah, don't mess with me. Talking smack after they've been destroyed. All right. I wish it was a tier 3 ship. Tier 3s and tier 4s. Both of those tiers are very likely going to be reserved for the 1.0 release. Just making sure you guys all know that. Tier 3 and tier 4 ships will very likely be reserved for the 1.0 release. Further modules for the ships, engines, bodies, wings, we may add more of those in. We'll sneak those in, perhaps, over the course of this year. But I imagine that you'll probably see most of those also at the 1.0 release. So while you do have access, you will have access to all of the different player ships, all of that customization, and maybe even some statistical gains and customization as well. There won't be showing up until 1.0. Will there be a tier 4 plus or a tier 4 max? Is that question asked a lot? Because I think I've answered that question a lot too, because there will be a 4 plus. That is, I know for a fact that I've answered that question before. But if you've missed it, there you go. We are looking to have like a 4 plus. In the plan, at least. Could get dropped, I don't know. It's gonna depend on how meaningful it is in the in-game state. That's the big thing that we want to be able to compare those style of elements to. And so in a way, it's kind of, I mean, it's kind of hard to say, like, you know, should we have a 4 and a 4 plus, or if it should just be a tier 4, right? So, but we'll evaluate accordingly and probably have a 4 plus. Whoop, that was too far, okay. Sweet, I love how great the mobility is in this ship, where we can just like very quickly slow down. Oh my gosh, the ship is so good.
List your needs, I'll cut you a straight deal. No questions asked.
No questions asked? Don't you ever get curious about who you're selling to?
Look, I'm an old geezer for a reason. Young fella like yourself should realize not sticking your nose into the affairs of others is what keeps you alive in the DMZ.
I'm a lot older than I look.
You're either lying to me, or you've been spending a fortune on modification. I've been around long enough to judge character. I'd say the latter.
Oh, you have no idea.
It's not too far off though, because if you think about it, Adam's not actually that old. This clone iteration's probably, you know, somewhere between 6 months to 1 year old. Yeah, that's about how old he is. Segmented memories, implanted memories. That's definitely a pretty pricey endeavor. So, yeah, he's basically just spent a fortune on modification. I'd say the guy called him out pretty well. Yeah. All right, let's look at the inventory. We've got a number of things. I saw a question about Penumbra and Umbra, and if they are sister weapons. Yes, very much so. They are set item. Both of the weapons together do a thing. Why am I talking about this? I'm not supposed to talk about this yet. Guys, stop it. Quit asking me questions I'm not supposed to talk about. Oh my gosh. But clearly you've seen them. They have a very similar naming convention. Most of you could probably put 1 and 1 together, okay? All right? Goodness gravy. I mean, shoot, I've hovered over both of them before. Anyway. All right, let's see. More perk stuff to add to? Oh my goodness. I really want to get this cruise drive maxed out. That would be such a feel good. And then let's just scrap more stuff. I do like dismantling, and then we'll sell a bunch of stuff too. I want to hang on to my blockers. Let's use the Gauss cannon instead of the Jaeger. Let's use the Gauss cannon instead. Let's mix up our weaponry a little bit. And then we'll get rid of this other stuff. Whoa, we need to go to the shop. Sell that, sell that, sell that. Okay. Feels much better. We already have that. Good. Good! Neat. I'm actually surprised we haven't been to the Ares relay station yet, but it's fine. Nice. Been accruing a lot of credits lately. All right, so I know that I'm missing a lot of side missions from the no, Prescott Starbase. That's what it's called. Oh, hello there. I also know that there's still a couple more locations that I haven't done the side missions in. I guess there's a lot of them that we've done. A lot in Cedo? Oh, we don't want to go back to Cedo. But we're also getting close to about 30 minutes left in the stream. And I want to talk a lot about the screenshots that you guys have been providing. There's been some really cool stuff on that front. So we're going to find one spot to kind of like slow things down for the sake of the stream itself. So I think we're just going to head back to Prescott's Starbase here. That's where we're going to go. Pick up another side mission that maybe we'll do the start of next stream or something. And hopefully be able to show you some cool new stuff next week. Will it eventually be possible to see what's in my home base inventory when I'm not there? We've seen that request, Slorin? We've seen that request. I know that we also agree that that could be a cool feature. I can't make any promises on that, but know that it has been heard. It has been an internal conversation. We will see. We will see. Is there a cap on money? No. You can actually hold an infinite amount of monies, just like a real-world credit card. So we'll go ahead and pick up this side mission.
So who do we have here? A custom combat vessel, eyes of a hunter, and the smell of a Byron podhorn during spring season.
Don't you dare
You're good
sniff
for
me.
hire, right?
Yeah, I am.
Weirdo.
All right, then. We've got some assignments on the board, but there's one job that has priority above all else. A gang of outlaws just ambushed some traveling merchants. We know where they're hiding, but I can't go in with my own team, else they'll see us coming light sex away.
All right, consider it done.
Excellent.
Good. You'll find them in a bunch of caves in Smuggler's Wheel. Here are the coordinates.
I don't like how his hair kind of looks like mine. Don't like that. Anyway, so there was a question about how many companions are planned for the 1.0 release. Let me just pull up the QA because I'm pretty sure we mentioned that. So there were, 6 companions were planned for the 1.0 release. 6 companions. 6 companions. Technically, you could also say Dax is a 7th companion, you know, even though Ben and Dax share the same, you know, perks, whatever. But 6 companions. Now, I am not proficient in maths, but by counting 6 here and also re-looking at our roadmap, underneath summer 2022, it says new companion. So if we add 1 to what's currently in the game, 6 plus 1, I believe is 7. Might need somebody to check me on that. So I can very confidently say that the number of companions, while planned is 1.0, I believe we will succeed in going above and beyond the planned number of companions. But could I get, just in case, a math degree out there? Somebody confirm that 6 plus 1 is indeed 7. It's been a while since I was, you know, doing anything remotely close to that stuff. But otherwise. 61 companions? Oh, okay. Thank you for that clarification, Tiberius. Also, stay in school, kids. Oh my gosh, you guys are great. All right, so we are, oh, no, we're gonna stop here. We're gonna stop here. We're gonna go back and where it's dock. Wait, where'd the dock go? The dock left? It's fine, whatever. I wanted to float around and save. Anyway, just like that. Beautiful, because now I wanna show all the delightful fan art stuff and screenshots that you guys have been taking. And, you know, shoot, we'll also sneak in that delightful little video I showed earlier today, because it's great. It's a good one. It's a good one. So let's do this first, and then we will show off screenshots. So for any of you who missed it, in our conversations about resources, you can see here on the screen right now, this is out of the in-game engine. This is Unreal. This is straight out of Unreal Engine. Oh my gosh, it's like one of those things where you see like all footage captured in-game footage. Like in engine footage, this is basically the equivalent of that, okay? So take it as you will, I guess. Oh my gosh. But this is what is being implemented, and this is how it'll look. So this is, yeah. Please enjoy. Because I know I do. Oh my gosh. Oh. And those are two different resources. I want to point that out because, you know, and whenever you are collecting resources in this fashion, it does generate different rarities, which can be modified as well. One more, I love this video. These rarities can then be modified on top of that through modifiers. So our beam laser that we've been playing with today, that I've been showing you, it has one of those modifiers on it, and that could show up elsewhere as well. All right, so there you go. That's the little showcase. Anybody who's kind of wondering, like, oh my gosh, is that a rogue? No. It's a rouge, actually. No, it's not a rouge either. It's a scout. This is just a scout. So no, I'm not showing you something clever, something new. Somebody's like, oh, he's showing us too much. No, nah, it's just a scout. It's just a scout. All right, there we go. So now let's go ahead and jump on over to the fan art section of the stream. Oh yeah. We're gonna kill this, and oh my gosh, I got all things going on here. That's fine. That's fine. All right, clean up your screens. Anyway, so we're gonna start immediately looking at some new individuals jumping in with their screen shares. We have Barker B, relatively new to sharing these, and I think that he's been doing a pretty fantastic job with his captured footage, honestly. Pretty good stuff. Pretty good stuff. So yeah, so we're gonna have a mixture, by the way, today of a lot of verticals and horizontals. But the quality of detail that was captured here, I think deserves a lot of credit here. Like as we zoom in, like, holy cow, like you can see all components of that ship, and then all components of that moon that's been barraged by asteroids. Pretty cool shot. Very good quality. And he did this a number of times. I only chose 2 from him, but again, this is Barker B. This is another one that he shot. Gotta love symmetry, right? Gotta love symmetry. Just great job lining up his shots using some impactful colors here. You know, the blue and orange are complementary colors because they're opposite on the color wheel. And they're actually like the best colors you can use to spread out and create a dynamic image. So oranges and blues, definitely go for those. Very well done on this side of things. Somebody out there's gonna be like, well, yeah, but red and green can do that too. Yes, they can. You gotta be a little bit more careful with reds and greens. But oranges and blues, you can create a lot of beauty in just those 2 colors. Just those 2 colors alone. And this screenshot right here is a pretty strong representation of that. So we're gonna keep going through and highlighting a number of individuals as well. And we're not just showing EVERSPACE 2 today, much like at the beginning of the stream where I literally spooled up EVERSPACE 1 and forgot to turn on the sound, whoops. But showing you like the destruction of asteroids, like this also comes out of the original EVERSPACE. Gunship love from B.W. Lambrecht. Flow way too close to this star here. And fantastic shot. Just fantastic shot. Makes me want to spool the game back up and go flying through it again. Oh my gosh. I look over, is chat still talking about math? Oh my goodness. There's dozens of us, gunship gang. You know. That's fine. It's fine to be wrong. It's oh! Burn! So that gunship called Icarus? Yeah, basically. Oh my gosh, nice. Very nice. Orange blue shows up on movie posters a ton. It's funny you mentioned that. So all right, let's keep going. We've got Dark Chaos, who showed a slew of new shots. I think he just started getting into the game and then just went crazy. So I'm gonna show a couple that just like, they were feel-good shots for me personally, and I wanted to share them because it almost tells this story. You see this shot right here. This is the opening of the game. It's just straight out of the gate. It's like your mining companies start flying back to the planet, to the asteroid rather, that you're gonna be mining out, and you are their wingman to accompany them. And this is your starting ship. It's a junker, right? And it's just like, whoo, it's like almost nostalgic, which is weird, but it feels so good. And then we transition into your very first ship that you steal, and you're flying through the opening of Cedo, and this is like the second location that you basically go to. Well, maybe third or fourth, but regardless, it's just like, it's like telling the story here of like where we started from, how things went awry, how we're building ourselves back up now. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. And then we're gonna continue his adventures out of the cockpit, looking around. You've got the shattered planetoid, you know, one of his first experiences in seeing like the effects that the war has wrought through the course of the DMZ. Once a thriving mining populace was here, and thousands killed when the Okar destroyed this planet. Just looking upon the wreckage. Crazy. Crazy. And finally, to conclude Dark Chaos's adventure, this is kind of a pretty healthy jump forward, but I don't care. It's still an awesome shot. We go all the way over to Zarkov and the mines, and just this almost panoramic shot looking down on the planet side in the eye of the storm of Zarkov, and seeing how alive GMB is in their operations. Just felt so good about every single one of these shots. And Dark Chaos definitely give you a pretty strong high five. Very, very good stuff. Definitely digging it. Definitely digging it. So well done. We had Decimad, I believe is his username, who is also having a go at taking screenshots. And this one, I wanted to share this one because I was stressed out looking at it, and I wanted to make sure that all of you could feel my stress. It's like, oh my gosh. So many items to collect. Whew. Oh my goodness. Goodness gravy. And I think what's even more depressing, there isn't even a single blue in this. Like, it's like, our goal is to collect the richest, most valuable loot. He didn't even get a rare. Woo. Oh my gosh. I told him not to pick up garbage. Oh, okay, so he procured the good stuff and left all the crap. I see what you're doing. Oh my gosh. That's funny. That's funny, but definitely a great shot. Just oh man, that definitely invokes some feelings, right? That's why I had to share this one. So Decimad, thank you, and I hate you for taking this shot. It's fantastic, absolutely fantastic. Rockfish Games knows how to work the Unreal Engine to the max. There are definitely talented people working on this game. To that, I will absolutely agree. Not because I'm one of the Rockfish Games individuals, because I don't actually touch the engine at all, but because, you know, I work hand in hand with, you know, Andy, Hans Christian, Marco, etc., who are doing crazy nuts things out of the engine. It really is remarkable, for sure. I don't even understand how they make certain things work. I'm just like, hey, can you make this work? And they're like, no. Can you make this other, what I think is incredibly far more complicated thing work? Oh yeah, that's easy. Okay. It's great. It's great. All right, let's keep going. We've got this one from Drive Live, who has been posting a larger number of screenshots as well as of late. And they've been playing around with this depth of field. And honestly, I chose this one because I really wanted to highlight this ship. I think that's a snazzy looking ship. That's really it. That's all I wanted to, but I love that color scheme. So you got that dark gray, you've got that bright red, and then you've got the highlighted white to just help make it, you know, pop a little bit. Just pretty solid. Sport ship vibes. Yeah, okay, I guess it's kind of, yeah, a little sporty. Okay. That means it probably goes pretty fast, right? A good shot. I'm digging it. I'm digging it. The next one I have, Michael, you didn't actually tell me who took this screenshot, but this is a fantastic screenshot. This is a fantastic screenshot for a large number of reasons. One of those reasons, hang on a second. One of those reasons, hang on. Need to grab a thing so I can read it verbatim of what Michael says. I want to explain to you guys. Let's hear Michael explain this imagery. It's exceptional because of being reduced to the bare essentials of a beautiful space environment, great use of the thirds rule in both axes, blue and orange being the best combo of complementary colors, and fantastic depth due to the crisp details of the planet's surface, while its immense size is virtually visible beyond what we can actually see. For a pure environment shot, it doesn't get much better than that. Boom. Deal with it. I just basically, it's an awesome shot. It's a fantastic shot. Fantastic shot. And you know, you don't have to have a lot going on in your shots to take a great one. This is a perfect example of that. It's just clean, crisp, straight to the point, beautiful. I just gaze at this for a couple minutes, because then I'll probably want to like play a video game instead. But it's great. It's fantastic. Fantastic. Good shot. Next, we've got Jay Gnarl, who's been chatting away in the chat. Redundancy. And also has taken some pretty cool screenshots as of late. And I love these where you're using your scale really well and highlighting where your ship's at and what you are near. I think you've done a pretty good job on that front. And also liking the color style. I'm definitely vibing with the darker tones here, the blacks, the grays of what has been submitted from you guys, with that pop of a vibrant color. You know, we had the red last, now we've got this yellow. It's feeling good. It's feeling good. Redundancy is important, true. It's fair, all right. But we also have this one from Jay Gnarl as well, who's super vibrant ship. Like, we're talking, whoo. I feel like I'm taking a bite out of a fruit and flying into the space, the cloud space region over in Zarkov. Freaking can't remember the name of it, but we're there. We're happy. We're making plays. Could be an apple. It could, in fact, be an apple. Could also be a lime. Anyway, but yeah. I like how he's just looking out into the grand space. So keep up your shots, Jay Gnarl. They just get a little bit better, a little bit better. And I'm digging that. We got one from Kazaa, who always does good work with his screenshots. This one is more on that simplistic approach while using certain colors to build some feels, right? So this one's a bit more on the warmer side of things, while the dominant colors are trying to keep it cool. So you have these very subtle red highlights with these oranges, right? That's the warm aspect of this shot. But then you have this gray area that kind of like sweeps through this, which calms everything down. And through that, you get a rather dynamic shot with this almost storm front of warm and cool hitting together. It's almost like a tornado is gonna form any second. Woo! Can you tell I'm from the Midwest? It's like, I love it. I dig it so much. I dig it so much. It's like the calm before the storm. Very great. Very great shot. Definitely dig that, Kazaa. Keep it up. Art Eric Masterclass confirmed. I went to school for coloring, so I have to know something about, like, legitimately, I have a BFA. I do have a BFA. But enough about me. Let's keep looking at your beautiful screenshots. Let's keep looking at your beautiful screenshots. We got Medbed as well, who's been shotting like a fiend in our streams, as always. Was trying to reproduce something a little bit more closer to our, you know, past works, I suppose. I'm sure somebody could look at this and be like, hey, that kind of reminds me of something else. It's great. I think that you did a pretty solid job of doing so. If those of you are looking at this and like, I don't get it, what are you calling back to? Somebody will tell you, it's fine. Oh my goodness. And we have another one, I want to pull another one from Medbed as well. Cause this one, I just, you know, it's funny cause like every now and then I kind of do a double take with the shared screenshots. And I'm like, oh, that's a great EVERSPACE 2 shot. Wait a minute. And it's just like, that's EVERSPACE 1. It's great. Fantastic. Another more on the simple, like a simple-sided element. It gives you the curiosity of exploration going on here. It's like, what's out there? What am I gonna find? Lead me. And that's what's happening, is where our eyes are led into the adventure that is before us right here. That is what is happening in this imagery, and I dig it. I dig it so much. So great shots, Medbed. Definitely see some impressive improvement in your screenshot taken, so keep it up. Very, very good. Is this a Bob Ross stream? Oh my gosh. There's no mistakes. They're just happy little accidents. All right, next up, we've got Nightwolf117, who also took a number of shots. I think he's also a little bit new to taking screenshots over on the Discord side of things, and super cool, wow. This one does have a bit more going on, but because of that, it also entices the curiosity of the mind, wondering what is exactly happening here and why can't I discover that myself? There's a lot of mystery in this photo. We can see planet in the background, that huge nebula with a very large star in the middle of it. We've got some rocks to the left. We've got the ship ebbing around it. Can't quite tell the colors of the ship. And you know, like there's a mixture of a lot of different colors happening, right? It's a lot. It's a lot. It's good though. Sometimes a lot can be good, just depending on how it's, you know, whatever. This isn't an art class. Figure it out. All right. Next up, we've got Speedy Sam, who had a number of shots that I thought were, you know, pretty good too. And appropriate to his name, I feel like this one, you know, echoes a Speedy Sam style of name. Full username, Speedy Sam 23. I always get curious about when a user name has a number in it. It's like, why did you go for 23 particular? What is significant about the 23? Because like the last one we just showed was Nightwolf 117. What's significant about 117? There's got to be something there, right? Maybe this is just an effect of me being a millennial, and whenever I was making usernames, we didn't have to add numbers because we were the first ones introduced to the freaking internet. And so it was like, hey, username, Bob. All right, now your username's Bob. Nobody else had that yet. You know, whatever. And now, I don't know, maybe it's that effect. Now everybody has to add a number because they've all been taken 10 times over. But always makes me curious. Next up is the viewport of an ancient lens. That was clever. That's clever, I like that. All right, Speedy Sam. I see where you're going with that. Wasn't expecting it and pleasantly surprised. Very good stuff. Are you sure you're a millennial? Yes. If you're between 77 and 85, you're a zennial? Bro, I am not that old. Goodness. Well, actually, wait. No. Goodness gravy. F-117 Nighthawk would be my first guess. Oh yeah, Nightwolf, then what? Yeah, okay, that's fair. Excellent. But anyway, just a great look through the ancient lens. I thought that was pretty clever. Well done, Speedy Sam, for thinking outside of the box instead of just taking, you know, another sort of standard image, which is fine. Standard images are great, guys. I mean, clearly, because I'm sharing a lot of those too. But seeing something we haven't quite seen before, I love this, especially when we get to the fan art. I think we'll get into that a little bit more. Last one from Speedy Sam I want to showcase was just this shot that he had while he rotated his ship, where you're looking at the planet from the side. Pretty clever little tweak to add a lot of dynamic contrasts within this space. Pretty neat. Don't worry about the fact that the lower left is a bit empty, okay? You know, none of these images are like perfect, okay? None of them are perfect. But a lot of them, there can be beauty that comes out of those flaws, right? That's in a lot of ways, that's where beauty, that's why beauty exists at all, is because there are flaws. Oh my gosh, we're getting deep. Guys, it's super philosophical stream with Rockfish Games. All right, anyway, let's get going. But Speedy Sam, seriously, mwah, you did a great job. I'm loving the shots that you're taking. I want to see more. I'm really enjoying what you're doing. It's good. Let's keep building on this. Next up, we got Spoot Knight, who takes a ton of fantastic shots. And we would be here for a long time if we would have chose all of them. I tried to simplify it down and I only chose one, but I chose this one for one very simple reason, and that is because cool guys never look at explosions. And Spoot Knight just, bam, right there, flying away. He knows the deed is done. He's taking care of business. I love it. So very well done. Very well done, Spoot Knight. And like I said, he's taken a lot of other really cool shots as well. So all of these shots that I pull, by the way, are from the Discord. They are from the Discord. So just keep that in mind. And yeah. Let's keep going. All right, we've got Stonking One, and appropriately enough to his username, he has a gold ship. Stonks. Oh, goodness. I love that. Very well played. Well played, sir. Yeah. You know, I haven't seen somebody flying around like an amethyst ship or a silver or gold or anything like that. And it's refreshing to know some of you guys like find enjoyment out of that just for kicks and giggles. Maybe it's not like your main style, but I'm glad that it's available to you all and you're having fun with it. Really, really cool stuff. Really cool stuff. So thank you for that share, Stonking One. Your Cyclone A1 is looking great. Next up, we've got the Chemical Bro. 2 of his shots have snuck in here. These are his undoctored shots. The Chemical Bro is well known in our community at this point for making a lot of fan art. We'll get to that as well. But this is an undoctored shot that he has taken. When you get the right angle, bam, look at those highlights. That looks great. Almost looks like they're neon lights, but don't be fooled. They are not. Really neat stuff. I may have to submit a screenshot next week involving sticky tours now. Do it, by all means. By all means. Let's answer a quick question. I didn't know you were doing this kind of live shows. Yeah, we've been doing these for a pretty healthy amount of time now, at least since the early access started, maybe before then. Shoot, I can't even remember. I've been doing them for 50 years. I don't know if this is the time, but are you aware that Verpal petals are not detected by the game natively? I feel like there's gonna be some issues with certain types of inputs. And long story short, we are trying to do the best we can with bringing as many different plug and play machines, tools to work, but some of them simply aren't going to be supported. Michael is responding with an official response, so let's just read that one out loud. Pedals are not officially supported because EVERSPACE 2 is not meant to be a hardcore space sim. In fact, it's best played with mouse and keyboard. Hotas, Hosas, Hosam is a courtesy to space sim fans. So there we go. Thank you for responding to that in kind, Michael. Excellent. Yeah, and I play all the live streams with mouse and keyboard because we do feel that is the way it is meant to be played. That's the best way to play it. But we also do certainly have controller support, as we will be bringing it to consoles as well. All right, cool. So next up, we've got another one from Chemical Bro, his vertical shot. That's great. That's a great little shot. Great little shot. Bringing things together with these cargo pods that are trying to get away. All right, I'm gonna go into a little bit more speedy mode to make sure everyone's getting their love seen on the stream, because we only have 7 minutes left. Woo! There's so much to show. Tiberius, I know you've been sitting pretty in the chat. Been great. I want to show 2 of your ships, just because I like the color schemes, and they are beautifully matching your Twitch username color as well. We've got this first one. Very nice. Using that gold trim with the mixture of the yellow and purple. It's actually kind of orange, but I'm gonna call it yellow because yellow and purple are also complementary colors. But I do love the gold plates. That's clever. That's clever. Well done there. Very great, very fun looking ship. And then we also have your other one with, I think it's the exact same color scheme if I'm not mistaken, but just a different style of ship. You were talking about how small this particular interceptor, the Orion, is in comparison to the other ones. I quite like it because it's smaller. I quite like it because it is smaller. It's pretty cute. I like it. So very good stuff. Next up, we are going to dive into our fan art section. Woo! Excellent. And oh my goodness. Hang on a second, I'm checking the chat very briefly, make sure I'm not missing anything super crazy. We'll go ahead and transfer over to Barker B's element of fan art. That's the word I'm looking for. Just adding a nice little trim, expanding upon the colors that are chosen within. We had another individual who did a lot of shots like these and stuck them over on Steam. So it's cool to see this start coming back out again. So please do more of this stuff. This stuff is super cool. Oh my gosh. And I would be like even more thrilled to see you guys like make posters, like slap it on your walls and like your office space, take a photo of your office space with something like this in the background, and then send me a link where I could buy the poster. Like seriously, this is cool stuff. This is super cool stuff. So keep it up. Very nice. Next one comes from Dark Chaos, who shared a number of simple screens. Just looking through the fish eye, what a cool, unique way to look at a site. In particular here, we've got Nefty's Plains. It's crazy how just a simple viewport shapes and changes how you're entering into the world of Everspace, right? It's pretty freaking cool. So well done. Well done. Pretty neat. I wish there was a way we could like put that in a marble and then sell marbles. That would be cool. Quite impossible to do. I don't care. Make it happen. We can do it. Would you like to buy a marble for $500? All right, anyway. All right, let's keep going. We got Drive Live, who was using some varying tools online to create different effects. So this one looks like it was like chicken scratched, I guess, with colored pencils almost. This is Everspace 1. This is, I believe, our official artwork for Everspace 1 as well, if I'm not mistaken. With the gunship flying towards the star with an orange to green gradient. Goodness gravy. I see caps lock over the chat. It just makes me look over. I see Everspace 2 playing cards. That would be pretty cool. I would love to see somebody make a design for playing cards. If that's you out there, do it! Add it to the fan art selection. We'd highlight it. That'd be amazing. All right, next one up, we've got a number of these which come from a member who used to post quite a lot of screenshots. This is Mysterious Mr. E. and he's back for more. He found a couple of shots that he hadn't shared yet that were maybe a little bit older on his hard drive, I think, but just wanted to like posterize them effectively. So we got a number to share from his front. This is the first one where, you know, you're just seeing some pretty creative usage of a particular angle within EVERSPACE. This is EVERSPACE 1, guys. This is EVERSPACE 1. And that just feels great. That just, everything about this, I really enjoy this. Excellent. Next up, we got several more that he's done. More that are coming out of EVERSPACE. It would be really awesome to have EVERSPACE 2 merch. That would be dope, wouldn't it? But yeah, I love the angles that he uses here, and just everything's like leading your eyes to tell a story in his shots. Very much makes me very pleased with the shots that he takes. Oh, the official response, by the way, generally speaking, merch equals yes, NFT equals no. Bearded Frog says, wait, what? Is merch coming? I didn't say that. But it would be dope, wouldn't it? I want Spaceballs level merch. Oh my gosh. Look, we're not gonna market an EVERSPACE the flamethrower, okay? But we could do EVERSPACE the plasma thrower. Oh gosh. That is crazy. I love it. I love it. All right, next up, we still have Mysterious Mr. E. This one is finally out of EVERSPACE 2, and using those fine engine lines and obviously the star as well to tell this just incredible journey entering into the Siren Sea, giving me so many great vibes. EVERSPACE 3, the quest for more money. Guys, stop it, okay? We're almost done with the stream. I want to highlight your work. Shoot, I gotta keep going. All right, we're gonna go into fast mode. Fast mode, because the timer's hit. My wife's gotta pick up my children. Oh, I'm gonna get murdered or sleep on the couch tonight. All right, next up, we got Mysterious Mystery again. Just great shooting out into the stars. Beautiful shot. That's a custom skin, by the way, that you get whenever you purchase the DLC of EVERSPACE 1. You should definitely do it because it adds so much additional content to your experience. All right, we got the Chemical Bro who added Adam into the cockpit for scaling purposes. He's actually a slightly large, but still, I love it. Very good job, the Chemical Bro. We got another one who's got that movie poster that we were talking about before, using blues and oranges, kind of. It's a little bit more red. Don't you worry about that. Don't you challenge me. It's great. I love this. It's fantastic. I want more stuff like this. All of these come straight out of the Discord. So if you're like looking at these and being like, wow, I want to see more, head on over to the Discord. Join the screenshots channel, the fan art channel. It's all there. Another one from the Chemical Bro. Thanks, I hate this, but I wanted to share so you can all hate it with me. Oh my gosh, I can't unsee this ever. Oh, it's great. Fantastic. Very clever. 10 out of 10. Would not look at again. We've got the Chemical Bro once again with this one. The labeling in the bottom right says Distress Call Union. I like how he's like thematically addressing locations that you can go explore. I thought it was incredibly clever, and seeing how this is dark and mysterious, I thought it matched that very well in addition to everything else I've said. Finally, Man on the Moon. We're just visiting there. A lot of Photoshop work went here, but you know what? It's great. It's fantastic. Finally, last but not least, absolutely want to highlight these as well. Absolutely want to highlight these as well. Tiberius, this mad lad, went through and cataloged all of the different bodies and engines in a way so that you can identify them. What? Look at this guy. Look at this is the A, this is the B, the C, the D, the E, the F, the G, the H, the I, on each one of the interceptors. And wait, we keep going. He did this for the engines as well. Okay, he does for the engines as well. These are all mediums. All the mediums. Then he also did this like at different angles to simplify. So these are all the engines again, but just a single look. He did it for the bodies again, for the single look. Like, this guy is freaking crazy. Look, awesome work. Like, this is great. And Grendel, I'm assuming that you're gonna put this on the wiki, but fantastic work. Seriously, Tiberius, that is so freaking cool. That's all I have to show you for today. You guys have been incredible rock stars. I have been Eric Schrader, your community ambassador for all things related to EVERSPACE 2. Don't stop being awesome. We'll catch you in the next streams. I actually really gotta go. So, yeah, that's all I got. Toodles! This is normally about the time I do something snarky and clever. Unfortunately, I don't have time. So do me a favor and go enjoy Corbin78's stream. He's a pleasure to be around. He's a ton of fun. Definitely share the love with him, and go have yourselves a delightful weekend, chaps.